10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Vega Squadron's turn to ban. Radiant team ban. Vega Squadron's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Radiant team pick. Vega Squadron's turn to pick.
Chen. Beastmaster.
Radiant team pick.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for a bit more action here, the EU qualifiers. This is the winner bracket semi-final, Vega Squadron versus Team Spirit. Game 1, as we just saw, a bit of a long one, 67 minutes, and I believe it ended up around, did end up going to the side of Spirit. We are back now here with Game 2, it's myself, and of course, Draskell. Draskell, how are you doing? We've got ourselves a tiny IO coming through for Team Spirit.
We really do. This is probably the biggest deviation of strategy I've seen them actually do. Normally they're the death ballers. This game they're the gamers, the Wisp Tiny. So, like you were mentioning, don't think the game's going to be as long as the last one. It's like 75 minutes or something like that. But still, I don't think I've seen Vega run Chen yet either myself. They might have done it so far in the qualifier, but I have not yet observed one of those games. So I'm ready to go, man. Let's do it.
Yeah, I mean Vega. You know, you're saying this game not ending, not being long. They don't want to do that. Chen, Beastmaster, the push. A lot of the pushing here is being banned out as well. Lone Druid gets banned out. Death Prophet gets banned out by Team Spirit, worried that they're going to add to that Vega. And Vega themselves taking out a lot of the strong mids. Invoker and OD, that first ban material, that hero that's really kind of stepped up in proficiency over the last few days of qualifiers. A lot of people very, very scared of that hero after the changes, and would you say understandably so? Is it a hero to be scared of, Andy?
I think so. I think in his current form, he's probably better than he was before in the lane, and by probably I mean definitely. But the thing that makes it really scary is only having to invest 1 point into imprisonment. It always cancels blinks. You can gank with it now in middle lane. Like there's just so much more versatility for the hero in the first like 10 to 15 minutes that it just makes him an absolute nightmare to deal with. And not only that, but you can steal int more reliably and faster because of the intelligence steal being tied to Arcane Orb now instead of your Vanish. So I do think that the hero is quite strong, and I think that it is definitely worth banning.
Oh, Vega, not to be phased by the fact that pushing heroes are being banned out. They still manage to slip one through. They get themselves the Shaman. There's something else here to really up for the push, and I mean this is evident that Vega, they weren't happy with the fact that they spent 70 minutes losing a game, and they want to make sure that this one's going to be well, they're aiming for easily less than half the length of game 1.
Yeah, I think they're just like, we want to like get food or something before our next series, so we got to try to end this game fast so we have time to eat. Because I think the way the qualifiers go is like you just play the game as soon as everyone's ready, right? So it's just like game after game after game. But I like Shadow Shaman. I think he is very good, especially like the way that they picked him now. knowing that there's already going to be an IO tiny, that means that there's a very low likelihood that there will be some kind of like dual offlane that would be hard for a Shadow Shaman to deal with. Whereas before, like even during the last patch, there was so much dual offlaning that Shadow Shaman became very hard to use because he's not so good in a 2v2, but he's much better in a 1 versus 2 because Shackle becomes easier to use. You know, his disables are so long that you can actually kill with it. So I think Vega have made a very astute observation, and I would expect nothing less of them. But you mentioned losing last game for 75 minutes. It was actually them winning the game for like 65 minutes and then losing the last 10. That's the problem. Is when a game lasts that long, you don't have to be losing for any more than 5 minutes and you lose the whole game.
Yeah, it's
And
as
that
you say,
feels
it's
worse,
very
by the way.
frustrating. Yeah,
Yeah, that
yeah,
feels
it
worse.
definitely would feel worse. Yeah, rather than the impending doom, rather than the we got this. Hang on, we just spent 65 minutes getting to this point, and suddenly we haven't got this.
Yeah. It's not a great feeling. It's really not. But I think their team has been around for quite a while. You mentioned already them being together quite a bit longer than Team Spirit, and they seem to be on good terms with each other. So I think they'll be able to bounce back. No big deal.
Vega
It's
Squadron's
Team Spirit
turn
pulling
to
out the
pick.
bread and butter Bane pick.
Yeah,
Still been
absolutely.
seeing a heck of a lot of this hero, but he's not really been banned that much, as far as I know. People like prioritizing the Lone Druid, the OD a lot. Seen some Invoker. Haven't seen many Zeus bans though. Although I will say that no one played a pretty damn good Zeus in game 1.
No, he did. He certainly did. He did get the farm up, and he did do very well in lane against the DK. But yeah,
10
as you said, I think the
seconds
reason why Bane we're seeing less bans is just because there's so many other heroes that have suddenly,
5
thanks to the
seconds
patch, come out of nowhere and have now warranted a kind of these top tier bans that does indeed get forgotten. And it is something that you got to ask yourself. Well, was it is it pretty bad that Spirit got it? And I think it is because it is very good. It's a very good support, and it's also very good with the tiny IO. Just the setup for those relocates. You look at this 3-man lineup, and I mean, I'd say maybe a month or so ago, you'd be saying, how the hell did a team get these 3 heroes through as the first 3 picks?
Lycan.
Radiant team pick.
More push.
Enchantress.
Vega Squadron's turn to ban.
Yeah, this is okay. And Spirit here with the Enchantress. I mean, I guess this is going to be the offlane edge.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Oh.
Radiant team ban.
I mean, what's it missing? What's it missing here? What do they
Vega
go for now as the
Squadron's
final one?
turn to pick.
I was going to say, yeah, DK, yeah. What else could they be doing? Is no one much of a TA player? Would he not do it this game? No.
10 seconds remaining.
Okay.
5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Yeah, that's true, actually, yeah. Is this a no on Lena game? Lena could be very good.
Ten seconds remaining.
Yeah, so, does,
5
or does,
seconds remaining.
Shoma? Oh! Look at that, I'm
Radiant
just
team
amazing.
pick.
Nah. And this is a core Lena, this is Lena mid, yeah. Yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah. Huh?
5 seconds remaining.
So what's the what is it here for Spirit? They still need the
Reserve
Ramses
time.
hero.
Timber saw.
Oh, what? Timber? Okay. I guess Ramses no, it is that position. Who was it? Someone kept saying that they thought that Timber should be put in a safe lane role. Someone was saying that it is well. I think it was Cinderin. Was it Cinderin? Whoa. Yeah. Someone was saying that they felt that Timber saw. No, it's Winter, and his team as well digging up. But Winter was going on about the fact that he reckons Timber is now a hero that you do want to prioritize more so than just putting him in on an off lane and make sure that he does get the farm. So maybe we are going to see that indeed with Ramses picking up. It's looking to go that way. The lane wise, I mean, you can imagine IO to be mid with the Tiny, Afterlife
10 seconds
on
remaining.
that off lane role.
Yeah, I like the Timber. The Timber core
Yeah.
is really good against
5 seconds
Beastmaster and Lycan especially.
Good
It's just
against
a
the
lot
push.
of burst damage with the Tiny too, you know? You get like a relocate, you get a stun toss combo on somebody with Timber damage. That, like, everyone dies to that. Like, there's not a hero that can live through it. But I have not really seen a safe lane Timber before, unless they just...
I mean, it might not be that. They might be swapping up the roles.
plan on going.
Yeah.
They might plan on going aggro, but I don't know if you want to do that against a Chen either. I think they probably still just stick to like the Wisp Tiny mid and then do the off lane Ensure Timber depending on what they want.
Yeah, it looks like they want to try and get the Beastmaster Enchantress matchup potentially. Team Spirit with the safe lane solo Ench, maybe looking towards that and putting Ramses and the Bane top.
Enchantress Rex Beastmaster 1v1. You
Yeah.
can just steal his boar. That's really annoying.
Oh, Shoma with a pretty obvious wall placement there. It's just the sentry. And, oh. That does catch that observer, doesn't it? Oh, no, it doesn't.
No,
I don't think it does.
doesn't.
Oh,
Wait, does it?
is it? No. No.
No,
If
you have
get-
to look. You
yeah.
have to look over the ward.
Yeah, it's just
over
out
ward
of the
is-
range.
That is painful. Ah well.
Ah, well.
It's not a real big loss. I mean, sometimes you hit the D ward and sometimes you don't. A lot of it's just guessing, especially with the new terrain of like top rune spot and stuff.
The battle
Alright.
begins.
Looks like top rune's gonna be going the way. Are they gonna get both runes? Alright, game
all
over.
right.
Let's go.
GG, Team Spirit.
Spirit.
2-0.
And the Enchantress got the boar. This game is over. God, that is so annoying for Beastmaster, actually. Wait, what's the boar cooldown
already
level
just
1?
blocks one of the camps. He says, "Yeah, right. You want to
Yeah, he's
screw with
like,
me? I'll
"Screw
screw
you."
with you."
Yeah. It's good stuff. But you can actually steal every single boar starting from level 1, because the boar cooldown
'cause the
is 42
cooldowns,
seconds. Yeah. I just wanted to make sure, because I wasn't actually sure if the enchant cooldown was fast enough, but you can actually just take every single one. This lane should be like super hard for Meg.
I mean, Mag is one of those players on Beastmaster though that does seem to always have a pretty good game. But as you said, this is really going to test him. This matchup. I mean, the other lane matchups. I mean, do you see a certain side winning? The fact that they've got this farming Timber with the Bane support, bullying the Lycan. I mean, this has got to be another good lane here for Team Spirit, surely.
Yeah, it is. That's why I was saying, like, the biggest problem that Shadow Shaman has is whenever somebody dual lanes against you, but Solo's coming in already with an Ursa, and this could put a pretty big damper on things for Team Spirit. You can't really fight into a Chen creep this early, it just does way too much damage. So they're going to be forced back. This is, it's a hard choice to make, I think, if you're Team Spirit, because you're basically saying, we're either going to let the Lycan and the Shadow Shaman get free farm, and the Chen's still going to go walk around and try to kill us, or we can try to contest a lane and say that our lane is strong enough to live through Chen, which I think this is. Like, Bane and Timber, they should be able to avoid pretty much all the Chen ganks. Because if the Shadow Shaman goes on Timber, he gets nightmared. If the Shadow Shaman goes on Bane, then maybe the Bane dies, but Ramses will almost assuredly be able to escape.
I
And
mean,
losing a support isn't that bad.
and the one lane we haven't really talked about this mid lane. I mean, at the moment, it is being won here by the Tiny. Is this again another expected lane win for Team Spirit in terms of the matchup?
I think you mean like the overall lane matchups, right?
For mid lane, this Lena versus Tiny.
I think it's like fine for Wisp Tiny.
Okay.
Like they pretty much win every single lane, I think. Or not every single lane, but a lot of them. Unless it's like a dual lane, then you might have some problems. But I think the Iceberg will be getting his farm. No real big deal there. The Leon's only got 6 CS, so it's already kind of showing that it's hard for him. I forgot to toggle my in-game audio. Sorry chat, 5 minutes from the future. I always forget at least one game, man. Like first game I did it. I was like, I'm on it. Second game, freaking forgot.
And Enchantress's lane is actually going pretty evenly. Beastmaster's still finding stuff here, Mag. With the Howl, he's managing to get the CS, no problem.
Yeah, he bought a stout shield after he came to lane.
Yeah.
The thing, Enchantress right click damage isn't really super scary, but as soon as the heroes get level 6, then Mag is gonna get harassed out like 100%. And he still is winning on EXP, just not by a huge margin. He's just not using his boar. He's just saving his mana. It's a good call on his part though, because if he keeps using boar, he's just gonna lose the lane even harder.
Mid lane, no one's actually going to go back to base here, so... I mean, as you said, Tiny IO are absolutely destroying the Lina now mid. 20 to 10 against 8 for 1. That is not what you're happy with as a Lina player.
Definitely not. And the other thing too is killing creep stacks is not really as good as it used to be, because they get magic resistance now when you stack them. And not only that, but you got a Chen, so you're not really getting anything like big in terms of like stack potential that's gonna bring you back into the game. You just kind of gotta hope that your Chen makes something happen, right? I guess that's what the Vega lineup is looking to right now. I think they're gonna smoke here. Yeah, looks like Solo and Shoma want to smoke up. Yeah.
They're going to go to try and look for the catch off on. Are they trying for this top lane kill? It looks like it. They want to try and farm Ramses.
I think
He's on his own at the
they
moment.
should get him. Yeah.
And here we have it. How's pop? They'll get the shackles straight up. They'll move in onto the timber, bursting down there with the Chen. Shock to finish off the job. And yeah, very nice use of the smoke indeed. They're getting themselves the first blood on the board, Vega.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. The interesting thing is, I always thought that Team Spirit would do better in lanes, but a lot of it always comes down to the Chen movement. But the nice thing is about their lineup is even though they might not do like amazing in lane, once Shioma hits 6, it pretty much guarantees they can take towers. If you look at the lineup of Team Spirit, they don't have the greatest heroes for killing like Mass Serpent Wards. Okay. Damage being dealt here. He's gonna wake himself up with the wolf though. Good stuff from Pasha. But yeah, it's not really so bad for Vega that their middle lane isn't doing well. Because he will eventually recover, even though he's... Oh god, he's only level 4. Oh Jesus. Okay, this is actually a little bit worse than I thought it would be.
Yeah, Lina is really struggling it.
Yeah.
And I mean, at the moment, obviously, there's not really a jungle to back up into to clear up stacks of any sorts. No stacks have been created for him to burst down.
Oh, the impetus, that's 2 hits. 2 impetus and he's like no HP. This is where the lane pretty much gets impossible for him. On the bright side, he is 6. So if he decides that he wants to go like smoke gank with somebody and just roar and go for a kill, he can do that instead of sitting here. Hello?
What?
He's fine, dude. Just walk it off. Not a problem.
Just casually walking past the stairs, and then
always
zipping
want
away.
to be a ball. Sometimes you just gotta make flashy plays for the sake of it.
This is Vega need an answer really to recover the fact that at the moment the top 3 CS is all on the side of Team Spirit. Vega did get that first blood though, and they're looking for a bit more action potentially. Shoma just getting a ward down. No one. Once he gets that level 6, they will have, a chance at bursting down potentially the IO if he does get caught out of position, a little bit like he did just then.
Even a roar would kill him pretty much.
Yeah. Like
roar Lina damage, even without Laguna, I think he would still die.
A Mag at the moment on this bottom lane, I think, as you said, as the impetus comes online, realizing he's just got to play it safe and get the XP. He's got to be very careful about moving in for the CS now, as you already pointed out. The damage is quite a lot, and Ramses actually coming down to this lane now as well on the timber, so looking to maybe take over this lane from the Enchantress, and maybe we'll start to see some rotations from this level 6 Ench.
And the question is, what is he gonna do though? The thing is, when you go the 1v1 build, like he's got 3 points in Untouchable. He can jungle or, whatever, but I guess they can wait for the Wisp to hit 6 and then start trying to fight, but always when the Fly's like barely level 4, I think they still need a little bit of time before they really want to go on anyone. And it's not really like a huge rush either, because they are farming pretty well on all of their cores. Like Tiny's highest CS, and then Timber and Ench are just a little bit behind that. Creeps are gonna get sent back here. Only lost the Golem. But with Mag and No One both being 6, I think that it's actually like time for a smoke. I would really want to kill at least like somebody. Maybe you kill Ramsey since you know he just TP'd bottom, but this is a good opportunity for Vega to find a pick. And doing that also helps create space for the top lane, so Pasha and Shioma are getting some EXP. Like Shioma's almost 6 too. Well, I guess not almost, but he's 5 at least.
Yeah, let's have a look at the. I know there's the graph. Yeah,
they are
there's no
smoked.
difference really. Yeah, they just picked up one on the Chen. Yeah. Here we go.
And they're
for the
gonna
wraparound.
find the ball. Oh,
They
dead
are
ball.
all very, very much so, unless you can get the tether off, but there's not going to be the chance to do so. They get the kill, get the pick off. Vega now with the second kill on the board, and Ench. No! Same time, the Blade and Shackle onto Tiny in the mid lane. They find the bigger value kill. They get themselves that kill onto Tiny.
Tower is under attack.
Oh, Impetus. Oh, and a Timbersaw. That's another one.
Damn.
So this is going to be the first kill for Team Spirit. They do find something in return. But Vega with a very nice pick off in the mid, moving in onto Tiny and bursting him down there with the Laguna.
That's like the best kill they can get, actually.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's worth more than killing the Tiny right now. So, good on them. Vega off to a pretty decent start. It's very reminiscent of last game, though. As soon as they had a timing, they went for it, they got kills, their rotations were successful. And then as the game went on, they kind of got more and more passive because they felt worried about fighting. This game, I don't think they have to be as worried. I think their team composition is very good for just like getting rid of one hero super fast, using the mass different words to push, and their utility is also, I think, quite good in the 5 versus 5. Not quite as good for split pushing, but in the fight itself, they're going to feel much more comfortable.
Now, I'm going to be very interested to see what Ramses builds this game. I mean, on a farming Timber, is the item progression different, do you think, or are we going to see the standard kind of very early Bloodstone pick up here?
I think, yeah, Bloodstone is kind of the item. The biggest reason why is
Tower is under
obviously
attack.
having like the Bloodstone heal and whatnot is nice, but it's more about like the tankiness and the mana regen that lets you keep farming. Because if you're going to be position 1, you got to be able to eat creep waves, and that costs a lot of mana for Timber. So not having regen is pretty much a no-go. In the past, I've seen people go like Yules and such, like casual soul rings and whatnot, and it's been like varying success. But when the enemy team has this much lockdown, you kind of need to be tanky.
Let's see what the plan is now. No one's starting to move around a little bit more. 10 minutes in, Rune. It's not going to be taken here by the guys in the jungle. Tiny still working towards the next item. He's already got the drums and the tread, so I guess we can expect the blink to come out next from this man.
I would assume so, yeah.
Yeah.
The IO's ready to go. Okay, bottom lane.
There we have it. Relocate him. Ramses starts to make the move to the IO, bringing the Tiny through. Easy pick off for Team Spirit. And more money there into the bank of Tiny. On his road to that Blink Dagger, so great use there. Pretty much as soon as Always Wanna Fly came online with that ult, I think he literally just hit level 6, didn't he, in the mid lane?
Yep, he
So
actually
as soon
just
as
got
it was, he literally, yeah, as soon as it was done, casted the relocate.
That is efficiency, man. That's what you want to do. Don't waste any time. Just get in there, get kills, get out. And ever since the transition to top lane, Afterlife is actually like, he's still farming a pretty decent amount, you know? He's just using the enchant to kill the large creep camp. Pasha can't really go on him, doesn't have the damage to kill him. I still think Team Spirit are doing pretty well here.
Third highest on the net worth for this Enchantress. So.
Yep. The Beastmaster fell pretty far behind in regards to farm because he made, I think, at least 2 rotations so far. One of which he got helped getting the Tiny kill, but the other one didn't do much, and now he's kind of just chilling here. Doesn't even have his book 1 yet. Seems like a very slow timing for Meg.
Mid lane, you got Tiny and Go Black looking for a tier 1. At the same time, wards will be dropped for this bottom one, so Vega almost certainly will get the trade here in towers. And they're starting to get the tools that they need for the big pushes, for the big fights. You passed, has finished off the Vlads, as you were saying. Necro 1 is nearly there, nearly done here for Mag. So they're getting the items, but at the same time, Spirit. So then they've actually, okay, interesting note. Tiny, he's going to be going for the Aghanims before the Blink Dagger this game,
Huh, they're relocating
and let's go
as
for
well.
the relocate as well. Pasha's popped the ult, he's hiding in the trees.
Oh, he's got no TP. But I think this one's the tower.
Looks like Toss used it. Can he get the avalanche? Oh! A little bit short on the timber chain, and they actually bring the tiny back out. So leaving the timber saw alone, but yeah, the Lycan can't fight up against this. He has to get himself out nonetheless. And yeah, timber with the point boost are going to start to work towards what we would imagine to be that Bloodstone first item.
Yep. Yeah, it's super standard stuff coming out. Not really anything crazy from either team right now. Vega is going to be killing Roshan soon, I think, though. They also, they use the wards on bottom tower, right?
They did, yeah, they dropped the wards for tier 1.
Yeah. So they can go for Roshan with the items they have because they have Vlad's and Medallions. So that's more than enough for Vega to feel comfortable taking it. They just saw relocate use, so I wouldn't be surprised to see them make a rotation, or maybe they just want to wait for the next reload because it's already almost up, I guess. It's only a 90-second cooldown, so.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Solo has nearly got the mech done on the Chen.
Yeah.
I mean, there's going to be the point soon where Vega will group up and go a lot more. And do Team Spirit have the tools to deal with like a 5-man push in from Vega?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They have a decent spam. Like Timber is always good wave clear. Tiny Avalanche Toss combo, even Wisp can contribute a little bit with the spirits. But I think that the biggest concern that Team Spirit have actually is the fact that they're not going to have a real hard initiation because the Tiny isn't going for Blink. And I think that building him tanky is a different way of dealing with the problem, but he can be more of a frontline hero with the Aghanims than the Blink Tiny, who really just wants to get a quick kill. So we'll see how that works out, but I do think they have the tools necessary to stop a push.
Vega getting the momentum there with that Roshan, with that Aegis, and with this Ancient stack that they'll look to clear up. Pasha just sitting in the middle of it all, trying to find his way towards the level 11, which he's going to have very shortly. Bloodstone, he's just about a recipe short here for Timbersaw. In top lane, doing a lot of damage here to the tier 2. They will get forced back here by the CPs from the side of Vega. But again, 14 minutes in, 2 for 3. It's not been the kind of the action-packed kill fest that you would expect from these CIS sides, this series at least. It seems like they've both kind of hit each other, hit a nerve, hit a level, and they're just playing a lot safer this game.
It could be
Like
because
they did
the
in game
teams, like you mentioned, they're both CIS teams. They could have a lot of experience against each other, which means that it's very hard for them to make moves that the other team wouldn't predict, so it just kind of encourages a more passive style of play. But then again, the games we saw yesterday, there were kills everywhere. Like
There were
everyone was just
yesterday,
going
it was a
ham.
totally different story, yeah.
So I don't know. It is a little bit strange, but I can understand you wanting to play a little bit safer when there's so much on the line, you know? You want to get to the next best of 3, win that game, and then be through. You don't want to have to play tomorrow.
Actually relocating there to scare off the Chen creeps. Onto the bottom. Stopping the push, and they have got, well, they've got a little bit of a creep wave here, so maybe just seeing the opening to try and find another tower here, the side of Team Spirit. And with that tower, Iceberg will have the money for Ags. I mean, this is a very, very good progression here for the Tiny. I mean, you're looking at the time, 15 minutes in, Treads, Drums, Aghanim Scepter. They're going to be very happy with that.
Yeah, he's freaking rich for sure. But Vega, they don't care about the rich Tiny, man. They just want a game. And Chen's gonna steal the Enchantress creep. Back to the War of the Creeps.
Yeah, this
Used
could
to see
be
this stuff all the time.
this could be the death ball here from Vega. They're
It
going to
really
get
is.
this
I
shot.
mean, look at this. Jesus. The Timber is actually really good for this kind of stuff, though, because he can just leave the Chakram there, and that's really annoying. Chen's probably gonna heal these, or does he just want to let him die? Not sure.
Oh.
Okay, Hex.
I just got to be careful. Gets caught up by the stun of the Laguna as well. Io's down. Impetus bursting through Shoma. They put the mech. Still got the Hand of God here if they want to go again, and also worth noting, they still have the wards. They haven't dropped the wards yet. So Vega, sticking to the definition of the death ball, they want to go ham. They want to go ham, they want to go high ground, and they're going to do it. Wards to drop, here we go. Attempt on the tier 3. Chakram getting thrown out. To Avalanche, onto Pasha, Hand of God. Even the side alive. Tier 3 down to about 50% health, and now Vega are content with that. They'll back off. They don't have a Hand of God. The mech still on cooldown. They'll escape. Everyone to get themselves out safely. And that's Vega's draft going as planned there.
Yeah, not losing anything is really good. It means Pasha will probably have BKB by the next time a real fight breaks out. The wards will most likely be back off cooldown. I don't know if they'll have Aegis. It's only 2 minutes, so probably not. But just having the BKB in its own right is great at this stage in the game. The Ench isn't at that stage where she has a ton of health yet, so you can focus her. You can go for the Bane or the Wisp, either one. I think most of the time though, they're probably just gonna have Lena blow up the Wisp, because it's really easy for him to just kill that hero. And here comes the smoke. They want to try to get something a little bit extra. They know that Team Spirit are probably going to split up to push out their other lanes after they defend, so this is a really nice movement.
Well, let's see what they can catch on this top lane. Tiny and Io in position,
gotta
ready to
find the
relocate
Wisp.
out. Yeah. They've got to try and find the Wisp, and they're doing exactly that. They're moving around, they're trying to close in, but they always want to fly. Is he going to be there with the save in time? Yes, he is. Out they go. They couldn't quite find him in time.
Shioma was looking for him too. He's like, I don't care about you, where's the Wisp? They knew he was there, and he's gonna die for it, but it's worth. Oh, meantime, Pasha's he might be dying here.
That's getting absolutely clubbed down here by the side. He does still have the ultimate, so Io ends up going back down on the relocate. Pasha looking to ult and run, and oh no, he's not going to make it. Timbersaw landing on his head there.
That's the cartoon death. Left his freaking body standing up. Do you see that? That was
Oh, where it
hilarious.
stands up and then sinks into the ground.
He has no head, and he just like fell through the world. I mean, if you get hit by a giant whirling blade, it makes sense.
Weird stuff. Still,
Like,
19 minutes 3-5.
yeah,
It's
not the most exciting game, but understandably so.
Oh,
The
what are
Tiny
you
is still
seeing?
massive.
Lena go for the ether lens here after Yules.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
It just means that you can open up with the combo a little bit easier, more leeway, and you don't really need the damage at this stage from Aghanims. Like, well, you do get damage, but in the sense that it's pure, and you don't have to worry about magic reduction anymore. And he can kill the Wisp even without it, so it doesn't really matter. Later on, though, he will want to buy it. As soon as he sees the Tinies going for BKB, he will upgrade Aghanims, and then they'll have an alternative way of killing him. Because that Tiny is going to be damn tanky at this point. With like BKB, he'll have like 2200 health, and then he'll probably go for Assault because they're against Lycan. And he'll be beefy.
Yeah, it really does feel like this Tiny can just... Oh, yeah, if he gets the opening in a fight, he can just cleave through some of these heroes so easily. And as you said, once with the BKB done, it's going to be very hard for the side of Vega to deal with. Vega, and they realise that they do need to keep to the plan, stick to the push, and they'll do it. Tier 1 in the mid to 4. And they did commit the wards for that one. So they might not be too hasty in going for a second push now in the mid lane.
Yeah, I think they're okay with it. They know that Roshan is probably up in like a couple minutes, or I guess it could be anywhere from like, what, 4 to 8 minutes right now? But, or 4 to 7, I guess. But Vega just need to keep that control. As long as they can get the next Roshan, I think they're still okay. It's kind of getting to that stage though where the Tiny is becoming more and more of a problem. Relocate ganks are always going to be a concern. You have to farm kind of in groups if you know that the enemy team has vision of you, and that is not really that efficient. So you could just be losing out on net worth because of that. And you can see it's like every time nothing's really going on, Team Spirit kind of passively accumulate gold. Like since the 15-minute mark, they're just kind of getting an advantage by just existing and being able to farm more effectively than Vega.
Oh yeah, BKB was he 350 gold away for Tiny. He's trusting in his IO here to take him back if needed. 10 Bloodstone charges on Timbersaw.
Yeah. It's a tricky thing, BKB with a Wisp though, because if you BKB at the wrong
true,
time,
yeah.
he can't tether you, and then if you get roared or something and Lagooned with Aghanims, you could still die. I've actually done that on more than one occasion. It doesn't feel good. Like, you're so worried about like stopping damage that you BKB right away, and the Wisp is like, I can't tether you. And then you got big problems.
And then with the smoke, and this could be good smoke as well, because the Hawk passed over after, so Vega may be feeling relatively safe, and indeed Mac did. Not going to be the case. They've got a Fiend's Grip, Hands of God will come out here, but the right clicks fly through after the roar, and Tiny picks the kill up, and they want to try and move in and fight this Vega by the looks of it. Solo coming in, but Tiny, he's just going to walk straight back. He actually tosses Bane in, and Bane will die. BKB is still available. Oh, he's lost the Iron. He's got a BKB and fight for the right click from Pasha. Melting through the Tiny. Tiny's gone. And Vega absolutely doing it there.
He doesn't have any armor yet, that's the big thing. Like, the BKB is an okay choice in the sense that you have to be the frontline hero. Like, that's the only reason you can justify buying BKB for him in this game, because you need to be able to walk in. But until he gets at least a plate mail, he is going to get eaten alive by, like, Lycan and the Shadow Shaman wards as well. It's a real big problem for him right now. So even though he's, like, massive in terms of net worth, he still needs 1 or 2 more items to really feel super safe going in and man-moding it like that. And obviously losing the overcharge is bad too, because that's, like, no damage reduction from the tether.
Yeah, I think we're seeing there why the Lina was just a very good pick. The fact that they can just delete the IO like that, because as you were with the IO, maybe they would have brought down a couple of heroes or so with them dying anyway. But yeah, the Lina pick's certainly working out here for Vega. Even though it did struggle in lane at the start, really starting to come back up. He's still not on the same amount of farm as Tiny, but as you said, at this point of the game, it's really more the heroes themselves that matter rather than the items that they have.
Yeah, he has all he needs. I mean, he's gonna get what, like, Aghanims and level 16. Those are the next 2 big power spikes he gets. And honestly, he hasn't really needed them anyway, because the Wisp is the only target that he cares about, and the items aren't necessary to deal the damage that is necessary to kill the hero. So for now, Team Spirit's still kind of struggling to find a real foothold here. They need Tiny's item progression just to come out a little bit faster. And those deaths really, really hurt. Like, going in on Mag like that, okay, you killed the Beastmaster, but you lost your most important hero for sure. But, you know, we haven't really talked a lot about Ramses now that I think about it. He's also got a BKB. But this is another... This is like the same kind of itemization as Tiny. Like, get tanky, build the BKB, still, no armor. And, yeah,
Well, he's got the
reactive
reactive.
armor.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it stacks per hit. So the first, like, 2 or 3 seconds you're getting focused, you're going to be getting hit for a ton. Unless you, like, somehow already have it up from, like, jungling or something. So I think that it's not going to be too hard for the Lycan to kill them. And in the meantime, Vega looking towards Roshan.
And they'll get it here. Mag nearly having the money here for Blink Dagger on top of the level 3 Necro. And yeah, with the Roshan very much close to her. This is... I think, actually looking at the graphs, it's, yeah, no real huge difference in terms of the graphs. But we've already seen that if Vega do group up and go, it's proven to be a little bit of an issue for Spirit. But at the same time, the last few fights have been pickups where they've been caught off guard, and you're going to have Aghanims on Enchantress for this next one here for Afterlife.
This is really good, yeah.
Yeah. And he's got the Dragon Lance already, yeah.
Super good.
Dragon Lance Axe. That's a lot of range and a lot of damage here for the man. So.
Yeah, his attack range is 870. That's insane. And plus it goes through BKB, so you have something to deal with the Lycan now. Before, the Tiny wouldn't be able to man-fight the Lycan if they both BKB just because of the armor difference. And because of the fact that Pasha has Medallion and whatnot. So it becomes very hard to deal with that if you have nothing that pierces spell immunity, but now they do. So that's going to be a big supplement to their damage in these fights.
Yeah, and then Enchantress just casually stealing Chen's creeps. Steals a Dark Troll, summons up the dead, and starts to push the lane. Bottom lane, Timbersaw coming out. Talking about Aghanims, Chen now has his done as well, solo level 11 here with the Aghs. And he'll make a beeline straight for the Ancients. And he has had a Black Dragon save for him here.
Oh, the Aghanims is almost done Alina too.
Oh yeah, he's very close as well.
Yeah,
so we're going to see all the Aghs coming out here. Timbersaw himself after the BKB, does he go for Aghs, or are there still other items that are better to build here on the Timber?
That's a tough question, actually.
I mean, if you're dealing with the push, you know, double Chakram.
Yeah, Aghanims is really good against the Chen, that's very true. But it doesn't necessarily deal with, like, Mass Serpent Wards and whatnot, so you're pretty much only, like, a wave clearer at that point. I mean, it's definitely good. I also looked at things like Shiva's, because they do really, really need armor. And Shiva's in the middle of a team fight can be great. That 45 attack speed aura slow is nothing to shake a stick at. It pretty much completely negates Enter Beast, so that's a big deal. We'll see what he does, though. If he was going to buy an Aghanims, as soon as he has money for buyback, I imagine he just buys the point booster right away. But they're probably waiting out, I guess, for them to push in, because the Roshan was just taken.
Yeah, this is... Both teams playing so safe. I mean, it's the next fight. We might see Team Spirit find something here with this smoke. They are smoked up as 3. But it looks like, well, Enchantress is just gonna clear the camp. And with that, they're not going to look to go out. They're just going to wait for Vega to come to them by the looks of it. Which is going to be the case as Vega getting into position now with an Ancient Thunderhide and the Black Dragon. They're going to start to push down this lane and maybe give it an attempt at breaking the high ground. As Aegis timing, just now under 2 minutes left here on it.
Is under attack.
I think they want to go, right?
I
Gotta
think
try to
so,
make use
yeah.
of that second
Make
life.
use of the Aegis, yeah.
They got their item timings up when they needed them. Blink Dagger's actually done too on Shioma. He sells his TP to buy it. Oh, whoa, Timber goes Blink. Okay. That's all in, boys. Alright.
Is it enough to
relocate.
stop this push? The push. They're going for it. Fortification out. Iceberg trying to move forward to clear up what he can.
He's
What's that?
really close to AC, but he has to save for buyback here. If they lose the Tiny here, it's going to really hurt them.
And here we
the
go,
sun came
BKB
too
proper
early.
Ramses, he's going in, he's jumping forward, but the mech's being popped. Vega, they're fine. Pasha contemplating whether to go back in or not. Impetus will fly through, they'll be forced back. Shaman did end up being the one dying here as he did move forward. Maybe they can lose more here. TP's out from the side of Vega, they'll get themselves away. Chen, looks like he'll be lucky enough. And the rest of them do get themselves out of it. So everyone apart from the Shaman escaping. And Vega, tier 3 down, the racks are exposed. So they did manage to break it a little bit. And now with the Deso picked up on Lycan, they're going all in on this base push.
Yeah, this is a very mid-game build, which means that if the Team Spirit can kind of weather the storm, the next time they decide to push in and they win a big team fight, the Tiny will scale better. Like when you have Vlads and Deso in your inventory with Medallion, this is complete mid-game oriented build, so the later it goes, he'll have to either sell the items and buy different ones, or Tiny will just outscale him. And I think Tiny would probably outscale him anyway. But at this rate, I think Team Spirit are actually looking pretty good. I mean, they blinked in, they dropped the wards, they lost to tier 3, sure, but when you have Tiny, like, it doesn't really even matter if the lane gets killed so long as you can stop them from getting to your base again. And with the AC finished, the Deso Medallion build doesn't really seem as terrifying, and you get that Wisp now with max level and overcharge, so you got more damage reduction in that. I think Team Spirit are actually looking A-okay right now.
Yeah, I think, yeah, it's the fact that they have got this Tiny Eye. It's always going to be that aspect that there's always that route potential. They're always going to be able to find something around the back of a bad fight if they do, you know, they don't go down themselves. Which is something that's, you've got to ask yourself, do Vega really have the tools to deal with that kind of playstyle when it hits them in the face?
Yeah. I think the most interesting thing so far that Team Spirit has done is the blink on Timber. Like, I kind of like the idea of it though, because you're basically jumping into the enemy team to create chaos, right? You BKB, you go in, you use Chakra, you know, Whirling Death, Timber Chain out, just deal damage, kind of split them up, and that way the Tiny can go in and look for a pick-off, or you can like relocate on them when they're running away. So it's just a different way like than I thought of playing it, but it is very effective because it's pretty much what he did top, right? Like he just blinks in the middle of them. They kind of have to run away because it's Timber and he's BKB. You don't really want to roar him.
Pretty much, yeah. They just have to get straight out.
Huge distraction. Very cool stuff. Also, it does help his farm speed quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, he's second on the net worth, yeah. So he's been doing very well in terms of farm, keeping level, and if anything, just a little bit above the Lycan. I mean, Lycan himself after the death, so I mean, AC, I guess, is something that they might want to be looking at, getting themselves on the side of Vega. I mean, does Lycan build the AC next?
Yeah, I guess that's probably the... I guess that's the item, right? I mean, what else can he make? He probably wouldn't go Abyssal, because it doesn't have that great of attack speed, unless he really wants to be able to lock down the Tiny during BKB. That's like the only thing I can think of, but... Yeah, I kind of worry for Vega, because right now they still have like a decent amount of map control, but I feel like their item timing and the way that they're playing this out, it really makes me think that if it goes too long, they're going to have a really difficult time actually breaching the high ground, because the Timber is only going to become a better deep pusher once he gets like Shivas and Aghanims, right? And then it's like, alright, well Timber is super tanky, the Tiny's going to be super tanky, we only have one Laguna and one Roar, that's like our burst, and the Lycan is going to be like 6 slotted, but with items that only cost like, you know, 3,000-4,000 gold. I mean, Tiny is building for like the ultra late game. He has AC Aghanims, which are 2 like 6 slot items, and a BKB.
Alright, I mean, 4-star
Dire's
bench.
bottom tower is under attack.
Yep.
It's cute. I want to see some impetuses into forcing away people and lots of damage. It can
I
happen.
think it caps out at like 550, right?
It does, I believe. Is that the number it's set at the moment?
I thought it was 550. It might be something higher
damage
or
is
lower.
the damage is capped at 2,500 distance, so it's quite a distance. So the force is
it's-
always going to be beneficial if you can
Yeah,
shove them in the right
25%
direction.
of 2,500, so something around there.
Or of course, yeah, I'm right in the sense that it still works where you shove yourself away in the opposite direction, and that still adds to the damage before impact, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, that's nice.
I mean, it's very rare that you see that kind of stuff, but it's like if you're getting one more hit off, then
Yes, just the last hit, you just maximum impact, you go for it.
Yeah, it can be good for that. You can use blink too. Let's see, how long on Roshan? Oh, it just spawned. Okay, let's go. Shoma's gonna walk in there and be like, "Hey, we can do this." Oh,
Oh, now
walk
he
in
is.
there.
The
Okay,
team's
there we
being
go.
on it. Noah says, check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is really good timing because Team Spirit's like way on the other side of the map, and they're going to be forced to TP pretty much straight away. Timber is going for Shivas, by the way, before Aghanim's. Realizing that, oh god, this thing dies so fast, they're not even gonna make it.
With the ward that, yeah, just melts. Easy Roshan. I don't know if they want to try and fight off the back of this. The Raw's actually going to catch out Tiny. They're going to look to try and go.
No!
Oh, forced away there. He has been hexed up. The BKB'd as well here. Pasha trying to chase down Ramses. But yeah, I have been the only casualty at the moment who did get blown up by that Laguna Blade.
Man, that sucked. I think he got one shot.
What kind of health bar is he rocking at the moment?
Well, I don't know how much total health he has, that's the thing, because,
Yeah, he could, I think
Level-
he could have less than 850.
well, it's more than 850, because
Dire's
Ether Lens
top
brings it to
tower is
918,
under
so it's
attack.
918 pure.
But Evil Lens is just magic, isn't it? Oh,
No, no, no,
spell.
it's spell
Ah,
damage.
yeah, sorry, yeah, yeah. Oh, Jesus, my godness, what?
Yeah, it hurts bad.
Radiant's bottom
That is.
tower
So,
is
what's the actual maths on it? What's the number?
918, I think, is the total damage.
918.
top tower is under attack.
Yeah, it's extremely
It's
painful.
very close. Yeah, he's on 1k 554.
Yeah, so he basically throws
Yeah.
out an auto attack, ultimate,
And he's dead. Yeah.
Not the best thing for Team Spirit. I was like, oh, they should be able to relocate the Tiny out, and then it just instantly dies. I was like, okay, feels bad, man.
I mean, they still managed to save the Tiny. You know, it still was just the IO going down. So it kind of worked. I mean, the IO was going to die either way. If the relocate was successful, he was coming back to die. So
Yep.
the relocate was successful, but unsuccessful. No, it was unsuccessful, but successful.
It's the thought that counts, Owen.
It did, and the thought worked and paid off this time.
Yep. It's all good. Ooh, butterfly.
Ooh,
I
butterfly.
actually like this choice a lot.
Yeah, this is nice.
real good.
Who's going to get an MKB? Answer: no one.
Yeah.
Actually,
Well,
he
literally,
might.
yeah,
Well,
literally would be
literally
no one.
Not no one. I don't think no one will get an MKB, but no one will get an MKB.
I think he'll probably just buy a Hex or something instead. Or maybe he
Yeah.
buys... does he need BKB? Maybe it would make him safe, but... I don't know. I see that... This is the problem that I see with Ether Lens on heroes like Lina, is that Lina is that hero who transitions into like a late game semi-carry or hard carry even, depending on how you itemize. But Ether Lens takes that slot from you, from becoming like that hard carry late game. And when you get in these situations where it's like post 30, 40 minutes, you really don't want that item anymore. You want something that's going to give you like more damage or something that's going to give you utility. Where Ether Lens is kind of nice to have it during the mid game, but it is an item I think you eventually have to get rid of as a Lina. Oh, Goblak. Oh. And he's dead.
Oh, the
going
relocate's
in.
actually come in, and yeah, Vega are going to say, alright, we'll take this fight, but the BKB poke, look at this damage, right click, there's a Raw, holding him back, Shoma's going to live, they get the ward trap off, Tiny has been trapped here, Ramses moving around from the side, trying to fight the kill to Mag, and the trap was successful, they get the burst damage down, they kill the Tiny, now they're moving forward for more, Ramses pops the BKB, he's going to go for the TP out, they've got nothing to cancel for it, as the Raw's already been used, but Enchantress, all on her own, wrapped around the jungle, she's trying to look for the Dukes, can she run this off?
I don't
What?
think so.
No, oh, oh, goodbye.
Yeah.
4 dead.
I'm really surprised they relocated on
I'm
that.
very surprised they committed to that one.
They must have overestimated Tiny's survivability in the team fight.
Underestimated.
No, overestimating. Like, overestimating is saying they think he
Oh,
would
wait,
live.
overestimated. Sorry, yes.
Yeah.
Radiant's middle tower is
And
under
then
attack.
he's like, yeah, I got Butterfly Ace. I'm dead. I'm ward trapped. Life is hard. You know, if those were old Shadow Shaman wards, he would have probably lived. Because it would have only taken him 1 hit to kill it, and it takes 2 no matter what now. So he actually like hit 2 or 3 different wards, like panicking, trying to get out, and then because of that he didn't kill any, and then he just dies. And now I think Vega are in a really good position here.
Now I think Bay might be dead.
Yep.
Goodbye, sir. Wicked 6 for no one. Top racks. Look. Oh, we had a bit of Carlet there. Andy, you still with me?
Yeah, I think can you hear me, Owen?
Yeah, I think that lag was their side then. Did you just get a bit lag in game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or no, I think you lagged actually.
Oh, I lagged. Okay.
Yeah.
Your game
'Cause
didn't lag.
You cut out for me. My game didn't lag.
Okay. It was me. It was me all along. Aha.
It's the rain, isn't it?
This man's got to refresh his orb, Andy. Mr. Mag.
Yeah, dude. This is the build. Actually, you could say that buying bots before refresher would be like more standard, but it's fine.
I mean, this is still a tiny with, you know, it's 5k ahead of the Lena, but it, as we saw from the last fight, it just feels a little bit underwhelming.
Yeah. I was kind of expecting big things out of the Tiny. And I was expecting like the team fights to not be like so lopsided actually.
I guess the thing is because they do have, yeah, he does have evasion, he does have armor, but they still have a serious amount of like they do have a Deso on the Lycan. They have the Roar to go through the BKB. They have the Laguna Blade to burst him down through the BKB. They just
But they didn't
have
even
the ways
Laguna
to deal
him.
with it. No, they
That's the thing.
Lagunaed the who did Laguna in that fight?
I think they Laguna'd the Wisp again, or they
Yeah,
killed
they
the,
did, and they straight up, yeah.
They either killed the Bane with it or they killed the Wisp. I don't remember
Yeah.
which, but either way, like not having to expend the Laguna on the Tiny is kind of a big problem because it's basically just saying, okay, well he's not enough of a threat to warrant like using Laguna on. We'd rather just kill the Wisp every time, which is kind of normal for most games where you're dealing with Wisp Tiny, but he needs to be able to deal more damage in that time or be more of a threat, or at the very least not get ward trapped, because that was pretty much game over as soon as that happened. He couldn't do anything anymore. And with that, like Vega will just like continue keeping the lanes pushed. They got the melee racks top. They can expose either lane really, like pretty easily, honestly, with the Lycan having this item build. He's just going straight MKB, like not even buying attack speed items, just like nope. I got a Beastmaster on my team, Enter Beast is enough for me. Just gonna go for that True Strike. And all of a sudden that Tiny's not gonna seem so tanky anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I guess one of the plus sides of this Tiny build though is he does still hit, you know, buildings pretty heavily. If they can find that opening to get him around the team of Vega and start to get him hitting away at some of the structures, it's going to be pretty painful for the side of Vega. Mag at the moment going for a bit of a push down bottom. He does have the blink TP. There's a smoke up from Artilite. Can he get the initial touch in? Oh yes he can. With okay, Mag in a lot of trouble. That'll be a pick off, and they'll make him pay for that. Coming out a little bit too far. He's down for 70 seconds.
Yeah, feels bad. Ah. Alright. So, can Team Spirit do anything with that pick? Like, I'm just looking at the situation and the way the map looks right now.
Can they
and it
try
just-
for a tier 2?
I mean, I guess they could try to go mid, which just seems like that's going to be the case. They already TP'd one person here, and Tiny can just make his way over. And I don't think this forces buyback either. I think they just get the tower and they have to back. I think it's too hard to go high ground. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe they do go try to go high ground. The Tiny does a lot of damage. Alright, here we go.
There we
They're gonna
go.
try to force it.
20 seconds without the Beastmaster, let's go. And as we were saying, look at Tiny destroy this. Fortification will come out. Vega, what's the plan? Stun the Tiny. The right clicks, doing a bit. It will be used up, but Team Spirit move forward to make sure the commenters go. They got the Hex off onto Tiny as well. He's still tethered up, forced out of the Light Strike. He'll be fine. The Beastmaster is back up now. Looks like Team Spirit just going to play it super safe. A TP out from the Bane, and they'll actually lose the range racks though off that as the creeps are doing it for Vega.
The range creeps, like the range racks is like, it's a small thing. The big problem is if they get picked here.
Oh, she's got a 4-star. The stun's there. Blink up to the high ground as well, just in case she was going to force out, and a Laguna for no one finishes the deal, and Io, you do not want to be. Oh!
Ouch. That was painful.
And that's 2 dead.
There's no buyback on the
Io
IO either.
Yeah. And here come the Black Dragons.
Okay. Let's get the macro pyre going, boys.
Time to push here from the side of Vega. There'll be a buyback from Enchantress. They're going to need everything that they've got here to hold this defense, as we've seen the pushing power of Vega.
Oh my god, they have wards.
Oh, Rampage. jump straight into the middle there with BKB and with the Shivas, slowing them down. No follow-up really then, that is it. They're just trying to distract them away from the structures, but well, Raw here onto the Enchantress. They can't quite get themselves in. Fiend's grip onto no one. Getting forced away from the base. And they're trying to chase him, but he gets forced again. The double forces really separating them apart. There's your refresher. Second Raw now onto Tiny. And the Hex as well, ripping through the side of Team Spirit. Tiny will buy back immediately. They've got the Shackle from Shaman onto Ramses. Pasha eats the cheese, eats the Timber Saw. Timber will buy back as well. And now Tiny trying to do what he can with the right clicks, punching through the creeps, but it's not quite enough damage. And Vega look to just walk this one off. The Shiva's guard, it will clip onto Shoma. He goes for the TP. It's going to get cancelled here by the Nightmare. In they come with the toss. Shoma going down. They'll get the Shaman kill. Solo will escape. The Nightmare. It wasn't on cooldown. It was on cooldown there, so didn't have it anyway. Didn't have anywhere to cancel the TP.
Yeah,
but a bit of a messy fight, but a good fight for Vega nonetheless. They force out buybacks. They get the tier 3, and they only lose the Shaman on the retreat.
Yeah, that was really good. Minimize their losses. The economical investment for Team Spirit there was not great. Having to spend so much money to just keep the base alive. Especially when the Tiny actually needs a damage item right now. Okay, he has something. What's he got? Oh, he goes... Wait, what? He goes for a really late Blink Dagger. Interesting. I don't know about this, actually. I guess he wants to go for backdoor? Like, he doesn't want to actually... This is really weird. Maybe he figures that no matter what he buys as a 6th slot, he can't really, like, man fight like he wants. So
I guess so. I mean,
having the mobility and just trying to go for the backdoor play is better. But then they have to actually start trying to side lane push, and that's really scary against like Blink Hex and Blink Roar as well.
No, I mean, just looking at the KDA at this point, no one. He has been having an absolute game. Hasn't died at all here on this Lina, and he's really kept his composure nicely as well. From that laning stage, as we were talking about from the very early few minutes of this game, how Tiny and Io were finding a lot of farm in it. No one. He's kept his cool. Hasn't thrown away his life a single time, and he has been involved in 16 of the 19 kills. So some really top-notch Lina play this game.
Yeah, this is from a guy who did not have a great laning phase
Yeah.
here. He had
Just
a really
totally turned it
rough go of
around.
things against the Isle Tiny. Alright, Vega group up here. It could be really good for Team Spirit if they could actually manage to take this away. But I don't know. I don't know if they can do it.
Team Spirit are very scared about going for this one.
Well, they just used buybacks, so it's basically like saying if
This
we lose
is
this
very
fight,
risky.
yeah, if they lose this, it's pretty much game.
Oh! He's gone straight in. He's looking for Mag, but the Hex is there. Laguna coming through as well. Ramses jumping in on the front line, trying to burst down Mag. He'll get the Roy out onto the Timber, but there's Iceberg with the right clicks. They'll take down Mag here. At the same time, the Lycan did get one kill. Maybe he can get a second here. We're chasing down the Io, focusing. Look at the other shot blast down. The Shackle with the right clicks. The Impetus bursting down Shoma. He's still alive. He's got the Ghost Scepter. The Ward Traps holding him back. It doesn't matter. He gets the kill onto the Shaman. 2 down on both sides at the moment. Ramses looking for more. Chasing Solo here with the Chakram. The Impetus. Oh! Not quite.
Jeez.
Not quite enough. Ends 2 for 2. Shaman actually buying back though off that fight. And this might be what Team Spirit needs to go for the Roshan. They'll head into the pit. They know that there's no mag for 40 seconds. And they know that he's only got 1 Raw if necessary.
They have Blink Hex and Lina Eggs up. I think this is way too risky. I think
I mean, there's no Shaman wards. Yeah, I think you're right.
fail.
They know. Yeah.
Oh, Iceberg's dead, I think.
Straight up Laguna, the right clicks as well. As you said, Tiny now down for 110 seconds. It looks like they made the mistake that you pointed out could have been made here, Andy. Afterlife to fall as well. 3 dead at the moment. Ramses getting caught out on the cliff. The Hex is there. The stun to follow through. Vega knocking down another one. And now in a position where there's no buyback. They are going to still go for Roche. I mean, the question is, can they push fast enough to just finish the game here? The waves are out to the mid lane. Maybe they've got another fight in them, Team Spirit? Or could this be the end?
I don't think so. I think this is... They get probably thrown with the amount of time left on the Tiny. They kill the base so fast. The Mass Servant Wards aren't up, but I don't think it matters. They're going to try to defend with 2, but the only 2 people alive are supports. Like, all the cores are dead. I think they can just run to the throne and kill it. Or they can just kill the Bane. See ya. Yeah, I think they just thrown here, right?
I think this could be it, as you said. Let's go tier 4s, boys. Let's see how quickly we can do it. And there it is. GG. Vega have done it here in game 2. We said they wanted to go for a quicker game. It was still a fairly lengthy one, 47 minutes in, but Vega, the push works out. And as I said before, I think the leaner was perfect this game for Vega.
Yeah, that pick actually came in so huge. There were at least 2 or 3 times where he managed to kill the Wisp like right away. One of them was on a potential save on the Tiny in the river. That one didn't matter as much, but like every time Always Wanna Fly went to a team fight, he was just dead instantly because his Glimmer was actually super late in that game. He eventually got it, but by that point it didn't really seem